Hello, this is another video from the Angry Insane Photographer. I basically made a video about this not long ago, but I really don't think any of you are listening. This is the most important part of your photography immediately outside of your direct gear. And this is direct gear, except none of you people are giving it consideration. I've dealt with this now for decades, and you all aren't listening. Nobody is listening. You're taking all this time with your gear and your photos, manipulating them, all that time, worried about what lenses to buy, what gear to buy. Now, back in the days of film, we spent an enormous amount of time about how to properly archive film so it wouldn't degrade, about print quality, archival quality, saving of our prints, best way to store our film, best way to process it so it wouldn't be chemically eaten up or eaten up by mold or moisture. Now things are so much more simpler, and yet you people, everybody, is doing a horrible job. I can't even think of the hundreds of thousands of times I have heard people working tech support for Apple. And I'm the #1 person in the world for answering tech support questions on the MacBook Air, for example, which is the case. I wrote the article on data preservation for Apple. Yes, for Apple Incorporated on data preservation. Many, countless thousands of hits. Highly praised. People pay me to actually talk to them about how to properly structure their archival system, protect their data on a personal level. On a corporate level, that's another matter. You spend all this time gathering data, and I've got data, books especially, that I've spent 20 plus years scanning in and collecting, and I will be damned to hell if I'm going to use 20 plus years of work for lack of a few extra hard drives or some archival DVDs, okay? If you don't take this video important, then you are a fucking dumbass. Excuse me for cussing, but this is one time where I have to cuss you and tell you if you don't pay attention to this video, it doesn't matter if this video, if you don't pay attention to this video, you are a fucking idiot. Period. Most important part of all that time spent collecting those photographs, you're going to throw it on your internal hard drive and one external hard drive. You are fucking yourself flat out, okay? There are only two types of hard drives, those that have failed and those that will fail. Unless you're spreading your data across not only multiple locations but multiple platforms, i.e. more than just hard drives, because ferromagnetic degradation is absolutely guaranteed. Well, you know, I've got it in my safe or my fireproof vault, it's fine. No. Depolarization of your hard drives is absolutely guaranteed. I came up with an acronym called Compartmentalized Autonomous Redundancy of Data, or CARD. Compartmentalization, autonomous, isolation of data, redundancy, obviously that is very understood, and data, all files saved, created, modified, or working on. Spread across multiple redundancies and multiple platforms. Online, forget the cloud, fuck the cloud, okay? I've got an article down here in the link below. It is only 25 pages. I revised this article 80 times to make it short and sweet for you people to get it. If you don't read this article, you are an idiot. Because the most important thing you've been working on, outside of, learning your compositional skills and getting all your shit right with your photography, collecting all the good gear, you've got all that stuff, and it is so vulnerable. You could lose a decade's worth of work in a heartbeat. I have seen it. I have seen it many times. I mean, it's heartbreaking. People put all this money into their gear, and they put no money into archiving it. Well, I've got a backup of my data. That is not a backup. That is not where backup begins, okay? It doesn't work that way. A backup is only a first copy of your primary data. That is not a redundancy. Okay, a copy is a backup. Redundancy starts at the third or the tertiary level. People don't understand that. All data on your computer is just that, your data. Data on the first external hard drive or external media is your backup. Only the second external hard drive or platform is a safe data redundancy. And that is only a first level redundancy. And if it's on a hard drive, then it is a 0-level redundancy. Now, nobody likes burning DVDs, but I'm going to tell you what. Don't buy that cheap shit at Best Buy or CompUSA, wherever the hell you're getting it from, because the cyanoacrylate layer in that is guaranteed to degrade within 10 years. How long do you want your photographs to last that you have spent ages working on, collecting, traveling the world, and all lost because you were a cheap bitch that only had a single backup of your data? Don't be a cheap fucking bitch. I mean, it breaks my heart to hear these people's like, I had my entire life on that one backup hard drive, my computer crashed, and it turns out the data on my backup was also corrupted. So now I've lost all my data. I've heard people tell me that they've lost their job and they can no longer feed their family because they did not employ expert redundancy methodology to their data. And this is so important. Now, if we spend so much time worrying about film preservation and whatnot back in photography school, you are a fucking idiot. Excuse me for cussing, unless you take this seriously. An idiot. Now, these are only 15% cheaper. Nobody likes burning DVDs. These are guaranteed to last 100 plus years if safely stored. These are what the pros use, the professional photographers and the rest that want data protection. Now, there are Millennium discs, which are actually written in a type of stone layer. Those are not very well proven yet. These are perfectly proven. These are JVC archival DVD. Now, only get the plus R. You'll read in the article why plus R DVDs are so much more archival than minus R. Minus R have a number of issues associated with them that data loss is much easier. You can read in my article why you need to get plus R archival DVDs instead of minus R. There's a long list of logical reasons. I bore you to tears by bringing it to this attention in this video. But go on Amazon.com and type in Teo Uden. You can type in this part number. 100 pack of these will run you only 15 to 20% more than a 100 pack of the worthless, cheap shit that you're buying at Best Buy, okay? That shit is guaranteed to fucking fail, even under perfect storage conditions, in 10 years or less. These are guaranteed to last no less than 60, 80, 90 plus years. Stored well, basically guaranteed to last 100 years. This is a proven fact, okay? These have been age progressed tested. These are what the pros use to store their important shit so it can't be lost. Ferromagnetic degradation, be it memory stick or hard drive, doesn't matter whether it's just... I have myself literally over 250 hard drives. I shit you fucking not. I have got pile upon pile of hard drives. One electromagnetic pulse or a flood, anything like that, it's gone. Secondly, you need a third platform of redundancy, and forget about the cloud, okay? I hate the cloud for the same reason the co-founder of Apple, Wozniak, hates the cloud, okay? A cloud is just an anonymous server. It doesn't mean anything. You don't want to trust your important shit to that. Maybe it's a fourth level redundancy, but never a tertiary redundancy. You need to buy and spend like $70 a year. Go to GoDaddy.com, buy yourself a domain name, file your pictures in there hidden. If I can say my house burned down and my files are still okay, you're doing great. If you can say the United States slid off the face of the earth, but my files are still safe in servers in Eastern Europe, Russia, whatnot, then you're doing awesome. If you could say all of that, then you've got a safe redundancy plan. You need to not only have your data on ferromagnetic storage like this, which is guaranteed to degrade and can easily be lost. They call me the god of hard drives for a reason. And when it comes to data redundancy plans, I am fucking God. I will tell you that right now, okay? When it comes to redundancy plans and contingencies for protecting your data, I am God. You're going to say, well, that's a lot to say from a tattooed fucking asshole. But trust me, you better believe it. It's true. Okay? I've spent more thousands of hours on this subject than you could dare imagine. And I've condensed it all down to you, for you, in a 25-page article. The link is below in the description. Download it. Read it once, okay? Only take you a few hours. This is not just your photographic data you're preserving, it's all your important data, and I have got a crap load of data, and I'll be damned to fucking hell if I'm gonna lose 20 years of my important shit because I was a lazy fucking douchebag for lack of either a second, third, fourth, or fifth external hard drive, or burning my shit onto archival 100-year guaranteed lasting archival. Nobody likes burning DVDs, but this is optical archival storage. This shit, under perfect storage conditions, ferromagnetic storage, you got magnetic depolarization guaranteed data degradation under perfect storage conditions. Now, actually, Facebook and some other people have actually realized this, and they've actually gone to a totally new system where they're actually storing archival data onto huge Blu-ray banks. So instead of servers with server-grade hard drives, they're actually being stored on these enormous new inventions. You can actually Google it if you like. Instead of DVDs, they're archival Blu-rays. Now, they are more expensive, but of course, Facebook is buying them by the bazillion, so they're getting them really cheap. But they're actually storing their shit on archival Blu-rays, which means the data is gonna be there guaranteed 150 fucking years from now. Best hard drives in the world, you are fucked after 10 years. Okay, what if you're 50, 60 years old? It's like, well, yeah, I spent 20 or 30 years taking all these wonderful photographs, but I put them on a few hard drives, and now this shit is all degraded. Fuck you! This shit is important! Stop focusing entirely on your fucking camera lenses and your fucking camera and take this seriously, because if you don't, and excuse me for cussing, you are a fucking lazy asshole. I'm sorry I had to cuss, but this shit is important. I've heard so many sad sob stories about people that have basically lost a lifetime's worth of fucking work. A lifetime! Over for lack of a $60 fucking extra hard drive. But even then, you don't want to trust hard drives. But if they only had that, God knows how much 10, 15 years worth of work costs, and you lost it over a $60 fucking hard drive? Fuck you, you lazy asshole! You know, it makes me cry, but it also makes me angry that they're that fucking stupid. I'm begging you to read this 25-page article that I wrote. It is on Apple, you know. The people at Apple.com love it. Does that tell you something? Yeah, it does. I've spent so many thousands of hours thinking about this and working out perfect structure for data archival preservation that it should blow your mind. Now, I could have written a huge book about this, and there are a couple books out there about data archiving and redundancy. But, I mean, nobody has time for that. I mean, I put it all into a simple 25-page article. Lots of little pictures which you should like. I also created the BAR rule. Backup, archive, redundancy. Active data emergency restores. Active data static protection with highest level redundancy. Redundancy, a fail-safe, off-site protected and frozen copy of your vital data for foolproof protection. Okay? There are things that you need to do and employ to protect those pictures. Okay, great. You've done the work. You've got the gear. You've got the compositional skills. You've taken the pictures. But you gotta protect that shit. You know, we spent so much time in photography school worried about how to protect our film and whatnot. You know, take 1 hour out of your fucking life to learn how to protect your data. So that when you're 60 years old and your balls are dragging the floor and you've lost all your hair, your shit is still safe. It's like, well, Grandpa was a great photographer. He shot for 30 years, but he put it all on 2 hard drives and now it's all gone. Thanks, Grandpa. You took 30 years of your life and it's all fucking gone because you didn't have a proper data redundancy plan set up for protecting your shit that you spent years creating. How logical is that? I implore you, read this article about like computer hub systems, your system hub and your data hub and your redundancy hub, about having multiple immediate redundancies, what I've written about system hubs and data hubs and what you need to clone, what is appropriate for a time machine backup, which is only a system backup. It is not a data hub backup. You know, this article that I wrote is very simple. And I implore you, I think these are currently like $45 per 100. These are guaranteed to last if you store them properly in a cool, dry place. Basically, their age progressed to 100 years. These are what all your professional photographers are throwing their shit on. Not that fucking shit. There's a special layer on these archival discs. Not that fucking shit you get at Best Buy. It's like, well, these are great discs. Those are not archival DVDs, okay? Listen up. This is what the pros are using, okay? They're archival DVDs. Alright, there are several new varieties of archivals that are coming out, but these have been tested now for many years. I cannot say whether those are foolproof or not yet. They don't have long enough record to say that, but these have been. These are the true professional grade DVD. Like I said, nobody likes burning DVD. DVD burning is slow and, shit, it's time consuming. Fuck! How long did it take you to make those pictures? Protect the shit! Okay? Your shit, I've got 250 hard drives. I have got more redundancy than a porcupine has quills, but I do not trust a single fucking goddamn hard drive I've got because I know hard drives. I have taken apart hundreds of hard drives. I know how to fix them. I know how to work on them. I take them apart for the magnets. I get them at auctions. I strip them apart. I love taking pictures of them because they're so beautiful. They make great macro photography pictures. But I know hard drives. And my shit is not trusted, even though I've got multiple redundancies on hard drives. My shit is not fucking trusted on a hard drive. Redundancy is not having 3 copies of your shit on multiple hard drives, because that's one platform, the platform being ferromagnetic storage. Can't do it. Can't do it. Need a hard drive dock? Need to start collecting hard drives? Watch my prior video about SATA card failure, something extremely common. Basically 70% of hard drives that people think have failed, external hard drives, they haven't failed. What's failed is a shitty part inside the hard drive called a SATA card bridge. Watch the prior video to this to learn all about it, okay? I am the god of the internet when it comes to that particular subject. And on this, you got a question about archives and redundancies protecting your data? I am God. Alright? And I don't say that lightly. I have spent so much time on this, it's not even funny. I give you a breakdown of all your redundancies, like Time Machine, for example, hard drive archives, drawbacks, advantages, online archives, the drawbacks of archival DVD storage, drawbacks and advantages, the cloud, network attached storage, JBODs or NAS, network attached storage versus just a bunch of disks, like Synologies. I give you the advantages and the disadvantages of all of those. I talk about hard drive docks, how to store your naked hard drives, portable boxes that you need to keep them in, obviously fireproof boxes. Talk about professional archival grade DVDs, long-term professional storage of your protection. Okay, the gold DVDs have been long since surpassed. Okay, that was something else, you could read about that. I actually give you information about taking huge data collections and making them very easy to handle. Because my main working computer, I've got 4 attached hard drives at all time, and as soon as I get my data on my computer, I offload it immediately and make multiple immediate redundancies so that even if my hard drive on my computer fried and my one external hard drive is fried, until I make multiple redundancies, my data is still safe. Now, your pictures are important, right? Okay, your gear is important, taking the pictures is important, getting your compositional skills and your mastery of lighting, your ability to manipulate light, all that's important. But once you got the picture, baby, what good is it if you've thrown it onto this shit and you've lost it after 10 years or even less? Well, my computer's on my hard drive and, I got a backup hard drive and that means it's safe. Wrong! Bullshit! It is not safe. It is not. You better take my word as gospel on that fact. If you think that you got your shit on your computer and you've got it on an external hard drive, I don't care if it's sitting in a fireproof vault or wherever, and you think your shit is safe and backed up, you are fucking screwed in the head. You are wrong. And I'm not trying to be mean to you or cuss unnecessarily. I hate this. I hate people losing years and years and years of their work due to something as stupid as not taking 20 minutes out of their fucking life to learn about this most important thing. And this is important because everything now is data. It's all digital, right? Let's all agree on that bullshit, right? We all fucking agree because we know it's the truth. Okay? That means protecting that data, like me, like you have spent years and years and years collecting. You better fucking take this subject seriously or you are a fucking moron. I hate to cuss in this video, but I can't stand people losing their important life's work. Baby pictures, picture of grandma, she's dead now. You can't get any more pictures of grandma. She's fucking dead. Pictures of your mother, your father, they're dead. You know, you're not gonna get that shit back. This subject is as important or more important than whether you choose to buy a Mickey Mouse camera or a professional one. Because at the end of that camera and that lens is where your fucking shit is stored and how safely it is stored. When you could say, my hard drive crashed but my data is still safe. When you could say, both my hard drives crashed but my data is still safe. When you could say, my house fucking burned to the fucking ground and everything in it's dust, but my data is still fucking safe. When you could say, the United States slipped off the face of the planet, but my data is still safe over here, then you're doing good, baby. Then you followed the rules that I've set forth in this 25-page article, okay? That is safety, that is security, that is insurance, and the only cost this insurance is going to cost you is to spend 1 hour reading this 25-page article, and that is it. That's all it's going to cost you. Please take this seriously, because if you don't, you're an idiot. I have to say that because it's true. I beg you to read this article. Don't care if you like it or not, but everything in there is hardcore. I revised that article 80 times. 80! I shit you not. And if it's good enough for Apple Incorporated, because I wrote it for them, I'll be damned if it's not good enough for you. Because this tattooed freak asshole that's making this video, I might be a little strange or weird or cuss a lot, but I'm pretty fucking smart. And I'm just begging you to do this, because I don't like people losing years worth of their work because of something as stupid as not understanding this basic principle. Thank you for your attention. I only said this and made this video in such a grumpy manner because it's so important. Please don't lose a lifetime's worth of work for lack of knowledge of this simple subject, because it is fucking important. And I apologize for cussing, but I take this shit seriously because it is serious. Everything now is digital, and protecting that shit is important. I think you agree with me on that, alright? Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, you could always send me $1 or $2. If not, you could tell me to go screw myself. Whatever makes you happy or floats your boat, I am just glad to help you. Because I like helping people save their stuff. I can't stand people losing their data. You know, when pictures of dead mom and pop are gone forever because of lack of a redundancy for their data, you know, that's heartbreaking. I mean, that pisses me off. So, thanks for watching, and I hope I helped you some, because this topic is probably the most important video in this series. If you think so or not, I don't care, but it is. Okay? Goodbye.